Hello, it's Mr. B again, out and about looking at the ancient temples of Angkor, and today we have a delight. We're at Phnom Rong, and there is something very, very special about this one, something I've never seen before. But what I want you to do as you join me is you have to, and you've got to promise me, you're going to bring me your imagination, but also critical thinking. We need logic, but we need bags of imagination, and I'll show you why. Come with me. Now, we're on a mound, hence the name Phnom. But we need to rebuild this. We need to put it back. And when we do put it back together, you will see something remarkable. So, let's look. What we have here are ancient bricks. Now, these bricks would have created the main building here. Going back, that's about 15 feet or something. So we have the main brick wall going round the temple. Here we have the doorway. Here is your entrance. So build for me with these very bricks that are over to my left. We build the doorway, the entrance. We have the walls, we have the entrance. Within lays the altar, and this altar is special. Let's have a look at it. And it is here at the very center that there would have been a linga. Now, I've explained lingas before, and what they are stone penises. Now, they're very much a fertility symbol, but they are involved with other things. It goes as far as everything we know in the universe in some way comes back to this due to creation, but I won't go into that now. But here stood the linga. So we have these walls which we have built. We have the doorway here. We've built that in our minds. But now I ask that we apply logic. Occam's razor. Why? And what is the most probable reason of this? Well, what we can see at this temple is this dominates. It takes the whole space. There's nothing else here. There's no other reason. Even with the lintels and stuff I find, there's none of the ornate carvings and so and so. It is solely this. This is the purpose of this temple. And it is large. It is much bigger than others I have seen. So why? Why this here? Well, just maybe. The reason is, in this very area, the children, through diet or maybe a lack of disease, they lived longer. And that word went out. And it became a fortunate place, a lucky spot, a place that was blessed for the long life of your children. And hence this fertility site. Because we must not forget, back in the days, your children were everything. In your old age, you needed your children. You had to have your family because they were your future survival. Without the children, you could not till the fields. Who would look after the cows? Who would look after you when you were decrepit? The children and fertility was very important. And that's why I believe this is here. So people could come and get their good luck and get their fortune, and they came in their droves. And you must remember this, is people walk to this very spot, and often with a hint of despair, maybe sadness, maybe they were carrying a heavy load of worry and burden, and they came here to change that. This very spot I stand on, and that I find incredible. Now, if we for a moment consider a more modern example of this sort of thing, there was a time not so long ago, in recent times, where 3 children went out into the fields in France, and they came back and they said to their parents, "We have just seen the Virgin Mary." Now, this became big news in a little village, that they'd seen the Virgin Mary, and as we roll past a couple of decades, that very spot today is worldwide known, and it is called Lourdes. Now, Lourdes brings in 6 million people a year. 6 million in 1 year. And that's because word got out. And maybe that was the same here, that this area was particularly fortunate and brought wonderful luck. And as such, this was built, this enormous shrine where you could come and you could unburden yourself in some way. It would change your luck. It would bring better things. So it would be hugely remiss of me if I didn't follow in the steps of the ancients and bless myself. So I have the water here, and we're going to imagine the linga was here. So I would pour the water, as they would, over the linga, and then that water would run down this channel here, as it still does to this very day, and they would have collected this very water, and it was no longer water. This was now sacred. It was blessed, and in some ways it became magic. It is magic you can touch, and you can still come here to this day and do the exact same thing as they did 1,000 years ago. And you never know, it may just bring you some luck. Well, I can tell you this, I feel extremely lucky just to be here. So it's worked for me. I hope you've enjoyed this. Another quick hit of another temple in wonderful Cambodia. If you have any thoughts or comments, or you wish to know something, then please do send me a message. I'm more than happy to help. As you can tell, this is becoming very quickly a passion of mine, and I just adore and very much enjoy telling you about it.